Welcome to this episode of Inside PTI. Hey, today we're live at the PTI farm and we're going to answer more of your questions. We sent out an email and said, hey, what kind of questions you guys have about what we're doing at the PTI farm? We did one episode with a few questions, and we had so many questions that came through, we thought we'd do another session here and we'd answer more of your individual questions. So let's get right into some of the questions that came in. So the first question we're going to talk about involves strip till. Strip till is something that we've been doing quite a bit here at the PTI farm. The question is this: I like the dry fertilizer strip till trials you are doing with corn at the PTI farm. My question is this: are you also going to try some on soybeans? We do strip till on everything here at the PTI farm, not only on corn, but we're doing it on beans too. I love planting in the spring into strip till, and it's not just corn, it's soybeans too. It's part of our program. It's part of our banded fertilizer program. We're still putting dry fertilizer in the bottom of those strips where we're going to be planting soybeans. It's all the same program. We treat it all the same, just different rates, different products of fertilizer for each specific crop. All right, here's an interesting question that came in. Does the direction that corn or soybeans is planted make a difference in yield? In soybeans, some people think that narrow rows will capture more light. It seems like east-west rows would capture more sunlight than north-south rows, at least in morning and in afternoons. And this is a great question. It's one of the things that we've been trying to understand here at the PTI farm. I had a grower ask me one time, he says, will you do some strip planting trials? In other words, planting strips of corn and soybeans. And we did it, but I knew the question was going to come up. Well, if you're going to do strip cropping, what direction's best, north and south or east and west? So I do have studies in place this growing season at PTI. This fall, I'll be able to answer that question for you with some real data from the PTI farm, planting both corn and soybeans in a north-south fashion versus east-west. We'll do it this year. We'll collect data on it, and we'll do it for the next few years and try to get a handle on which is best. The question is, we are wanting to switch to strip till from vertical or minimum till on our farm, and I know that Jason is a big believer in this practice. So my question is this: is there any other downfalls to strip till other than making sure you get it done in the fall? And here's my biggest take home with strip till. I love fall strip till. I think that's the perfect timing for it. In the spring, usually we're not real fit. But here's the thing. My biggest tip for strip till is making a wide enough strip to get the planter row unit to fit on that strip. I've seen it too many times where growers will bring like an ammonia bar in or something to make a strip. The strip actually looks good, but it's too narrow. It's not wide enough. When we do that tillage pass with the strip till bar, we're not going to do anything else with it until we run a planter row unit on it. And so it's got to fit. So look for gauge wheel to gauge wheel width on your planter row unit. That strip needs to be wide enough, because if it's not, the gauge wheels will fall off the strip. If you have a narrow strip and the planter gauge wheels are this wide, they're going to be falling off, and it's going to give you a planter chatter, and that's going to give you some planter performance that you're not going to be real happy with. Well, that's all the time we have for today's episode of Inside PTI. If you have any questions about anything that we talked about today, feel free to reach out to any Precision Planting Premier dealer or give us an email at InsidePTI@precisionplanting.com. We'll see you on the next episode of Inside PTI.